you guys know Repo, Lethal Company, you know, types of games. Apparently, there is another one coming out. 1 to 4 player first-person co-op survival horror game, Scary Cargo, officially announced. Another one of these types of games, and I mean, maybe it'll be the best one. I don't know, man, but this is the trailer.
Oh God! Oh God! Go! Run!
I am running. What do you think I'm doing?
He's behind you! Ah! Oh my God! Oh shit! What was that?
Oh, I know that sound. We're all gonna die.
Ah! Oh my God!
This looks cool, but it's like, okay, we had Lethal Company, we had Repo, that kind of, it's a game where you go in, you grab items, and then you leave, and like scary stuff comes out and jumps at you, and you know, it's like trying to stop you and all of that.
So, which way? This way? No, that way. Go.
There was a guy on Twitter, I don't know if I can find the original tweet, but there was a guy that was like, this genre of game is called friend slop. And I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, but there is a certain genre of game that has been kind of getting oversaturized. You know, you have Repo, Lethal Company, this. There are a couple games I'm sure that are in between that I'm forgetting, but people are like, oh dude, this is just more friend slop. It's just more co-op friend slop. I will be honest with you, I love co-op games because I have friends and I love playing with my friends, and I have different friend groups, and so like games like this are great because I can play with one group of friends or I can play with another group of friends, and it's like a different experience every single time with different people, and it's great. It's a fun time. But I think the people getting mad at it are people who don't have people to play with. I think that might be what it is. They might see clips of people playing these games and they're like, ah dude, this sucks. Ah, I don't have people to play with. I don't know. These games are fine. I do think the market's getting a little oversaturated. I'll probably check this out when it comes out, but it's really not that big of a deal. I think like if the market gets oversaturated, then we'll find out which game actually is the best. And in my opinion, I think Lethal Company dropped the ball. They didn't put out updates. They weren't, you know, really communicative with their audience, and Repo was. Repo is very, very communicative with their audience. Like, they're like, hey, we're gonna put this update out, we're gonna fix this, we're gonna do this, and Repo might be creeping into the era of like falling off just because they're not getting like real new content out quick enough. And so if something else like this comes out, this game could do what Lethal Company had Repo do to it. So it's kind of up in the air. This genre is still kind of new, so it's like we don't really know, but it's interesting to see because some people just hate it. I guess seeing the same type of game get done over and over and over again is a little exhausting, but it's like no one's forcing you to play, you know what I mean? Like no one's forcing you to play any of these games. It's just that you may feel left out if you don't have anyone to play with yourself and you see a bunch of other people having fun and that's not you know what I mean? This is the tweet right here. IDK had else to describe it, but I call this genre of game friend slop. Its sole purpose of existence is friend farming. I hate this. I hate this tweet. I get where they're coming from, but I hate this tweet. It's like, what does this even mean? What do you mean friend farming, dude? Why you need to farm friends? You don't already have them going into this? Like, I think it's kind of a big reflection mirror up to your face if you call it friend farming, meaning you're going into this game looking to make friends. Most people go into these types of games with friends already. This to me is like generic Twitter person being miserable about something, right? I welcome co-op games because for a long time, like I wanted a lot of co-op games. I wanted silly games that I could just hop into. I didn't want to like hop into long form co-op story campaigns like Far Cry 5 or Saints Row 3. I wanted something like this for like the longest time. I wanted a game that like a couple people could just hop into and then get out. For me, survival games are like my favorite types of games for sure, but at the same time, sometimes you just want to hop into a game with your friends and you don't want to like sit through an entire like survival game experience because that can take hours and days and weeks to really sink your teeth into, like Zomboid or Don't Starve. Like those experiences are co-op oriented. These types of games are perfect because you can just play it for a second and like a couple hours and then you're good. You've gotten your fill. And I think for me, especially because I'm an adult who has adult friends that all have 9-to-5 jobs, these games are like actually a godsend because all my friends have fucking jobs they have to wake up for, right? I'm the only degenerate in most of my friend groups, and so I'm like, hey guys, you want to hop on Don't Starve? You want to hop on Zombie? They're like, dude, I don't have time for that. I'm like, I get it, because it takes some time, right? Like those games take some time to really get into, whereas these games, like I said, you can play them for a couple hours and you're good. But it's cool that there's another game coming out. I don't really This is not what the game's gonna look like, right? This is like a rendered trailer. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say, and this is like the main point that I want to make when talking about this trailer. Hey, shout out to the devs. You guys are doing your own thing, but obviously this is a genre that we've already seen before, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There are plenty of games out there that do the exact same thing, and they're just like kind of the same thing in a row. Like you look at, you know, first-person shooters. There's a lot of the same thing in first-person shooters. They obviously offer different things, which make them different, and this is no exception. Scary Cargo probably has something unique to offer that Lethal Company doesn't have, and Lethal Company has something that Repo doesn't have, and like vice versa. It all goes in like a big circle, right? And so the thing you have to wait for is just finding out A, which one works better for you, and B, which one works better as a game overall. And I don't know why you would complain about more games like this coming out, because what this does now is if these developers are active and they are trying to make the most out of the game that they have, this promotes competition. That's the good thing about this. That's a good thing for you, the consumer, me, the consumer, because now the developers are going to try harder to make their game the best one. That's a good thing. Competition in gaming is not a bad thing. Lethal Company made a giant bag, and then they just left the game and nothing happened really with it. They stopped updating it, or they did get updates out, but it just took forever. They had a whole Fortnite collab, Lethal Company, and they just kind of left the game to just do whatever. They left it to modders, and that's an issue. It's like you kind of want your base game to be your moneymaker. You want the base game to be what people are coming back for. You don't want to leave it in the hands of modders. You know, I think some people are getting mad for no reason. You know what I mean? I think people are getting mad for no reason. It's just like, I scroll down immediately, this comment right here. No original ideas anymore, just people ripping off other people. Do we not remember the whole battle royale genre? H1Z1 did it first, then PUBG copied H1Z1, then Fortnite copied PUBG and made it free, and it was a great era because all of these games were competing with each other to be the best one, and the one that is the best one is still relevant now. That's a good thing. You see what I'm saying? I'm afraid the friend slop guy was completely right. It's like, dude, you know there are plenty of other games out there. This is like me being like, oh, dude, they just released Ghosts of Tsushima. Oh, dude, the fucking Souls slop guy was right. It's like, dude, there are games being made in one genre. Duh. That's gonna happen. It's a new emerging genre. What do you expect? Overwatch is an example of what happens when a game has no competition. Exactly. That's my point, dude. Games that dominate become complacent, and then it just gets garbage. It just turns into garbage, and it just stops being good because the developers are like, hey, we're the fucking kings, you know what I mean? You can't beat us. And then, you know, it just makes the whole thing stale and stagnant. And then you have a game like Marvel Rivals come in, and then it just fucking spanks Overwatch on the cheeks, right? And then you have, like, you know, Repo kind of did that with Lethal Company. And I mean, I don't think this next game that we were just talking about will outdo Repo, because Repo is very active in development right now. But, you know, we'll see what happens. The guy who coined friend slop was right the whole time, and everyone clowned on him. I mean, but what does this even mean? What do you mean he was right? That he pointed out that it's a co-op game? The fucking advertising post said that. What are we saying? Oh, dude, it's a co-op game. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. What's the point that you're making? Twitter users, when their friend slop wants to play slop a game slop with them slop. And that's, I think, where the entire argument ends, man. That's like, this actually just summarizes it, man. It's just Twitter people throwing around buzzwords for no reason, man. Classic, dude.